we want to go to right now? We want to go to this Mayor Summey, the press conference in North Charleston about this officer-involved shooting. We'll take a live listen.
Occurred last Saturday morning, and the subsequent investigation of that. We went exactly by the book and the way things are supposed to be handled. We turned it over to SLED for them to do an impartial investigation. They have done that. Today we were made aware, we actually knew that someone had videoed what had happened. We were trying to find out who the young man was. We had made SLED aware of that. He undoubtedly brought the video to the family, and it was given to SLED. And I can tell you that as the result of that video and the bad decision made by our officer, he will be charged with murder. And that's not something that we like to hear or like to say, but it goes to say how we work as a community. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And if you make a bad decision, don't care if you're behind the shield or just a citizen on the street, you have to live by that decision. And so we as a city want the family to know that our hearts and our thoughts are with them. Our prayers are with them. Anything that we can do for them, we're here to do. We do not look at the responsibility we have lightly. We take the role that when we do wrong, we do wrong. But I want you to remember, we've got 343 police officers in our department. This is a bad decision by one of those 343. And I think the lesson that we take out of this, and hopefully the general public takes out of it, is that when an incident occurs, give us the appropriate time to investigate, find out exactly what happened, and we will act accordingly. I'm going to turn it over to the chief to give you any more and answer any questions you may have.
And I just, it's been a tragic day for many. A tragic day for many. I'm sure the family is going through remorse over the loss of a loved one, and when you hear news, it's still tragic. When you first get news, just that we've been gotten today. So that's what I would say. Just it is not reflective of this, the entire police department in the city of North Charleston. The one does not totally throw a blanket across the many. And I think that's true in life. So it is a tragic event. Any questions?
Yes, can you tell us, has he been arrested already?
I can tell you that I'm not sure if the term arrest has been done, but he is in a place where he will certainly be incarcerated very shortly.
He's in your custody currently?
He is not in ours. SLED is the investigating agency.
So SLED is pursuing an arrest at this moment?
Yes.
And he'll be in your custody tonight?
Not in our custody.
But in
SLED is in the investigating agency, and they are securing the warrant.
And how does that work here in Carolina? So which jail would he be placed in?
He'll probably be in Charleston County Jail, Charleston County Detention Center, the Alcannon Detention Center.
Can you tell me about the incident itself? There were a lot of questions based on that video with the BBC.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to refer some of this to SLED because we're just getting this, we're like you. We're just getting a lot of this information very quickly, so I'm going to have to refer some of those questions to SLED.
Let me ask you this one, though. One of the things we saw in the video was it looked like he and the officer who assisted, changed guns. Is that some sort of procedure after a police shooting that takes place where the officer with the gun has to turn it over to another one?
If that's what you saw, it was probably a supervisor securing the weapon that was used. I don't remember seeing that because I had to step out of the room. But it was probably a supervisor securing the weapon as evidence.
Can you tell us what time today you, I'm sure, had to make that phone call and tell him that, this is what's going down?
I have not made that phone call.
You did, SLED.
Chief, can you tell us, or anybody tell us what you saw in the video?
You saw it.
I haven't seen it, sir.
Yeah, let's see it.
So I saw a confrontation between an individual and a police officer, and as the individual took off from the police officer, he was shot.
How many times?
I do not know. As far as the video, I didn't count the number that I saw on it.
And what was the reaction, sir?
Harv, you've been around me a long time, and you know I think that all of these police officers on this force, men and women, are like my children. So you tell me how a father would react to seeing his child do something. I'll let you answer that yourself.
Will the video be made public anytime soon?
Sir,
Will the video be made public?
I'm sure it will be.
But it's in the possession of SLED. We do not have.
I think some news media's already have it.
Select news media.
We have it tonight, so we're, ABC.
We actually, let me say, we actually only saw the video about an hour ago. First time we've had a chance to view it.
That's the city, not SLED, correct?
Correct.
That's right.
SLED brought the video for us to see.
Here's a question. If it weren't for this video, would you be charged with murder at this point?
That's
know-
a question, let me answer that for him, Chief. You're asking us to speculate. The video is very demonstrative of exactly what happened. Without the video, and that was the only witness there was, actually, was the gentleman that was making the video, it would be difficult to ascertain exactly what did occur. We want to thank the young person that came forward with the video because it has helped us resolve the issue. But for us to try to speculate what would have happened, I don't know. I just know that there's two families that are in bad way right now. Our prayers and thoughts go with both of the families. And we have tried, we made an attempt today to meet with the family of the victim. And it was hard to get them together to do that. We've tried in the last couple of days to give them space, give them an opportunity to take in exactly what had occurred, mourn, before we went to meet with them. And we will reach out to them to help them any way that we can. Brenda, did you have a question?
Sir, are you doing anything in particular to keep people of North Charleston calm? Is there anything you want to say to them?
We have been working through a lot of the leadership within the community. The chief has been talking regularly with those folks, and we think that they have handled it accordingly, giving us an opportunity and a chance to do a proper investigation. And we agree with SLED's interpretation of what happened, and we support that interpretation, and we will continue to reach out to the community. We ask that if they have any issues, we're more than happy to meet with them, to talk about any issues. But I can tell you, this one incident is not the norm for the North Charleston Police Department.
So Robert O'Brien from Channel 2, what should that officer have done when this poor person started to run away? I mean, what's the appropriate protocol?
Well,
If he didn't do the right thing, what should he have done?
I don't teach that.
Can we ask that?
Well, I don't think that it's fair to ask the chief that. All we know that what he did do was not proper
Can I ask this
action.
question?
Sure.
There was a lot of talk earlier about, in the police report, it said that he took my taser.
Mhm.
Was that true? Did Scott take a taser from this officer, or was he merely running with the taser still attached to him?
Well, the taser wasn't attached, only the cords were attached. And it did look like at one time in the film, and I have not reviewed it clearly, that the officer picked up the taser laying in front of the gentleman and then put it in his holster. Yes. But he was not close enough to use the taser, so that was a key element.
So you believe, because I saw that same spot too, and we were wondering about that, you believe that what he was picking up at that point was a taser?
Where it would only be speculation on my part, but he did pick up something. That's something you would have to actually deal with SLED on.
So he was shot with a taser? He was actually shot, Scott?
Yes, he was shot with the taser at least once. And we know that because one of them was still attached.
A lot of these questions will have to be answered as the details come out, because I've already stated, I've already stated, just like y'all, we just got this information. So a lot of the questions will have to come out as the investigation unfolds. The investigation, I have been told by SLED, is continuing. It is an ongoing process, as you well know. We have been an open book. SLED has met with the family several times. We've been in conversations with the family's pastor. And a lot of this will just have to come out to you as the investigation is revealed. A lot of the questions will have to come out because we're speculating.
He will, though, be in the custody of SLED tonight.
He will be in the custody of SLED tonight, yes, sir.
He's not already.
Here's where it is. He is in, I don't know where he is now, was in his attorney's office with SLED agents, and he was not going to be able to leave that office without being in custody. So if that's the explanation
Any
you're
word
looking
in the bond hearing yet?
for.
That's what I said. The next thing you guys will have to do with this one is actually contact Tom Barry with SLED. So SLED would be the person that will give you all the information on the arrest, when he is arrested, when the bond hearing and all that good stuff will happen.
Has this officer had any other issues, any other discipline issues?
Yeah, you guys did you get the package we sent out on yesterday that had the two incidents, one in 2000?
I did not
Yeah, your station has it, yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Surely.
Very brief. The Coalition Keep United Take Back Our Community National Action Network, NAACP, and the Summer Members of Black Lives Matter have developed a list of things that really might help to prevent this in the future, this from happening. Something that we would love to sit down at the table with your office, with the chief's office, and talk over these ideas and suggestions and reason together on on some different perspectives that maybe law enforcement doesn't have. Will you be willing to, in the near future, sit down and begin to go through this process of possibly listening to what we have to say in order to allay this or stop this from happening in the future?
As the administrator of the city, I can tell you that we're always interested in hearing things and suggestions and ideas that will help us better serve the people of North Charleston. I think this chief in the last 2 years has worked very hard to develop relationships with the individual communities so that we can have that communication level. And surely we would be more than happy to sit and talk with you and listen to your ideas and concepts.
Are your officers actively preparing for the possibility of the protests upcoming in the city in the wake of this?
North Charleston, the question is North Charleston officers preparing for? We would hope that the community leaders in this community would rise up and quail any part of that. And as we have done in the past with community leaders on any situation, we are willing to work with anybody to facilitate a peaceful, this is an open book right now. And we would do anything to facilitate that as well. One more. Yeah.
Chief, I wanted to ask, what do you tell your other officers who are out there every day working hard, abiding by the law? What do you say to them?
Well, I just said to them that they'll have an opportunity to see what took place, go out and do as we were sworn to do in the city of North Charleston, to safeguard and serve and protect the citizens of North Charleston. And that's what we do best. And that's what I'd say to them.
How far away was the man as he was shot?
Check with SLED. That's still under your SLED investigations, which you'll have to check. Any further? We're going to wrap on this.
My name is Elder Johnson from National Action Network. The Reverend Al Sharpton is the national president. We want to thank the city of North Charleston and the mayor for his quick response in dealing with this problem. We want to still ask the community to remain calm, and them responding as quickly as they did. I hope the community will understand that this organization and coalition organization will be with the community until this endeavor is over. And I want to thank them again for a quick response in this endeavor.
Pastor Dixon here, one of the founders of the coalition People United to Take Back Our Community. And of course, to echo what Elder said, we're calling on the community to, in light of this revelation of information, to remain calm, honor the wishes of the family. The family has asked specifically that the death of this young man not be in vain and be dishonored by behavior that would jeopardize our community, wild and erratic behavior. That's not the way that we are expected to behave, and that's not the way that we're better than that. We're much better than that. And we just implore the community to get behind what we're saying, and we're going to talk with law enforcement and ask them to assist us actually in opening up an avenue so we can have a gathering, something where the people can come together and express their voice, let their voice be heard in a peaceful, nonviolent, and I say again, peaceful, nonviolent manner. Thank you.
Chief, yeah, just to clear up any confusion, I just got a text. He is in custody.
Okay.
Just want to let you know.
Thank you.
Thank y'all very much.
This news conference, big news from North Charleston. Chief Eddie Driggers of the North Charleston Police Department calling it a tragic day as one of their own. Officer Michael Slager will be charged with murder as a result of an officer-involved shooting that took place over the weekend.
We also heard from North Charleston Mayor